everyone, I apologize it's been that long since I've been able to make a video, but I luckily now have some time on my hands, so I'm going to be sort of kind of starting from scratch and sort of starting from classic movie all the way up to the order that I have been doing videos. So the next month will be music, the next month will be a book, then the following that will be a Thursday video, Friday video, Saturday video, and a Sunday video, but I'll be doing it in the span of months now instead of days, unfortunately, because I definitely don't have the significant amount of time that I used to have. So, without further ado, I will be addressing what I want to address for this video, but let me just get out of the way that I will be taking in all of your requests. They're definitely not on the back burner. It's just I'm going to be kind of starting from the original order that I was making videos. So I think that'll just make it so that it's not confusing to people and it'll move along things a lot more swiftly and easier. So for this particular classic movie, I thought it would be interesting to talk about Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This one is probably considered to be one of their most famous, if not the most famous, out of all of their films. I believe Life of Brian is the other one that is really well known. But it's definitely safe to say why this one is so heavily emphasized and why it's considered to be one of the greats as far as when you think of comedy. But basically, the story within it of itself is rather simple in that it follows King Arthur and all of his fellow knights as they go off to find none other than the Holy Grail. And they come across a lot of different odd adventures, and there's a lot of detours as well. So don't expect this film to be like this somewhat more straightforward narrative. It kind of just goes in and out of different scenes, and there's a lot of randomness to it as well. So again, if you really like that kind of humor, that's something that is definitely going to appeal to you. I think this film in particular not only gets known for the fact that it's goofy and silly and ridiculous and outrageous, and that it kind of breaks, I guess, the fourth wall at certain points, but it tries to kind of insert our world, and in particular our modern day, at least the modern day of 1975, because that's when this film was made. But it does that with King Arthur and his knights. So you get sort of this interesting combination of people being within the real world, or at least within our world, and then you get the people that are part of King Arthur's world, and they can understand that, again, humor can be somewhat subjective, and I understand that sometimes people feel a different way about different kinds of humor. So if, again, you really enjoy the style of this style of humor, in particular this style of British humor, you will find it to be very, I think, engaging and fun. But if you don't, then again, that's something that could not be appealing. And even though I consider this a classic, I understand if people feel differently depending upon, again, whether or not you enjoy the humor. But I think for what it's trying to do and what it's trying to say, and as far as how it depicts itself, it really does something that's fairly unique to filmmaking that I think a lot of people, I think, were probably expecting of during the time. Um, and I think that's why it still remains today as something that's highly recognized and one that I think a lot of people can kind of get behind and uh, understand why there was a certain level of appeal for the film. But I think that's really all I can say about this particular film. Again, I will be taking in requests as I go along. So I will be trying to focus in on all of the videos as far as when I get up to them. I'm going to try to discuss, I think, TV a little bit more because that's something that is, I think, another important part to entertainment. And I haven't been able to dive into it as much, but I will be taking in that sort of requesting to sort of focus more on that because I think there were some suggestions on doing more so television, talking about different TV shows and things like that. So I will be doing that, but thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a pleasant day, week, month, and year, and hopefully I can do this consistently throughout the months. I think that's definitely something that I found to be the most manageable for me, at least for now. But thank you, and until next time, bye-bye.